Okay, I'll say Jolly Friday.
Please say good morning.
Good morning, everyone. A Jolly Friday to everyone. All our Jasiri fans worldwide will say Happy Friday.
Why do we do that, though?
Honestly, I don't know.
There's a happy Sunday.
I'm spacing.
Saturday.
Like, just spacing, like, fragments of me are just... I feel like a time traveler. Like I'm not to be here.
Lolo, you have, since today, this has been the convo. Should we be worried? Where would you rather be, though?
Where would I rather be?
She was just saying before the cameras rolled that I wish I could just go to an apartment
all by myself
without
chill.
My children after the show and just relax
and I want
forget
to have a chef I rented.
No, but believe me, that's an
No,
awesome
when I
thing
get
to do.
there, the chef would be there. I want to see all the food preps on the table.
Okay.
Nice, delicious, exotic fruit from all over the world, like pomegranate. It's already scooped
and
out
dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit. You know, like I have money to source for the choice. Salmon is there. Then I'm gonna have some brothy, fishy stew.
Pepper soups.
Then potatoes, salted in butter. Yes.
Black pepper.
And black pepper and some rosemary. You know, everything is laid out.
Well, the first
then for
thing they
dinner.
say is, imagine it and it happens soon. Soon.
Manifest.
Imagine manifest it and it happens.
Well, if wishes were horses, honestly, that's what I would.
What would you do after the food thing? Would you be able to stay away from your phone? If you say you want to unplug, what would you then do? Okay.
I need Netflix on the TV, then the masseuse that I called.
Okay.
They're waiting there with hot stones. They'll come after I've had some fruit lunch. I've not eaten really. Then they'll put me, do the massage thingy. Then after I'm done, somebody will come and paint my toenails, do my pedicure and my manicure.
Basically, you just want to be pampered. You want a pampered
Then
day.
they'll give me ice cream. I don't like ice cream. I want yogurt in a bowl,
Frozen yogurt.
a wooden bowl.
A wooden
Yes, with
bowl.
wooden spoon. Yes,
But
curated.
Lola, why are you coming up with? How are you coming up with all these ideas?
Because I'm meant to be rich.
you know, but it's possible that
Rihanna is leaving.
That the Lola in an alternate universe is rich.
Rihanna has my life. That is the real life. I'm supposed to be without a care in the world. All these girls, I should put them on a jet just because I need entertainment. Not because I care for you. Bookie will be on the table. Say, Bookie, stand on the table, dance. And you have to dance because I paid for the holiday. And I gave you extra food. I gave you spending money. So you have to dance on the table.
So she's like a prisoner now?
No, all of you are.
Won't you be bored?
No, I'm going to ask you, Catherine, speak French.
Oui, bonjour, mes
Exactly.
And what would
then
you
I get
ask
to
of
cross
me?
my legs and just laugh.
What would you ask of me, Your Royal Highness?
What we said in the room.
Yeah, just make
Oh my goodness.
made it.
Anyway, Tashin, where would you rather be?
I already imagine myself in somewhere like Santorini. Alone, not necessarily with, someone, but just, unwinding, relaxing, taking in the view, especially at night.
Yeah, Santorini is beautiful. Yeah. You see, this is not our real life.
No, exactly.
So
I'm as you're saying it, I'm imagining myself on. Actually, I would like a holiday in Jamaica. I know
why Bookie would like Jamaica.
Where they're all mad. Doesn't it say something?
I know why Bookie would like Jamaica.
No. Like there are some serene things that you can do and
In
serene places that
Jamaica.
you can be.
Yeah, there are.
But the things that I want to do in Jamaica, I can't say it. On air, so.
I know why she's there. Catherine, your turn.
But the beaches are nice.
The beaches are nice.
It's beautiful.
And we should tell you what we wanted to do in the beach. None of you would. They would shut us down immediately.
There has to be a beach, though. I would just want to be on a ranch. And then, yeah, I'd like to be on a ride.
Different.
With a
With
cowboy
horses and
hat.
everything.
With all my, I'll give them all names: Micah, Jeremiah, Hezekiah, all my family.
Kaya.
What about the
Yeah.
smell that comes with
I never knew you liked.
I'm good with nature.
There was a beautiful, okay. I don't know if to call it a resort, but it was
In
this.
Abuja?
No, in Kenya, in Mombasa. It's called Vipingo Ridge. It's a beautiful place. Like it's a 2,500 hectare, not acre, hectare land.
Yes.
Where you think it has ended, that's where it does begin.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
it is this guy and a bunch of people. You have this huge land. They've built hotels. It has its own airstrip. It has its own helipad.
Take me there.
And the
I wanna go
animals, like
there.
you can literally
Take
come
me
out
there.
of your villa and just see
Dear.
zebras just walking around.
I said,
one night,
Then I'll tell
one night we were leaving.
She better come.
One night we were leaving and there was a giraffe just walking on the road. I was there
You
for
know
a
the
month.
owner?
I don't know the owner,
That
but
is
I know
my
the person that knows that may know the owner.
That is my real husband in life.
Can you imagine?
And somebody stole my life.
It sounds really nice.
But it's I think there's so many beautiful places
Yeah,
to be
in Africa,
in
actually.
Africa.
Like-
it really frustrates me when you think about how difficult sometimes it is in just the African tourism, African travel, how expensive it is.
as
You
if
know,
we're
it's
living-
But it's also a
honestly,
good thing
Is it
that a
more
lot of
expensive
African
traveling within Africa?
Yes,
than
that's
sometimes
outside.
jetting across
And
Africa.
you ask yourself,
and
is
you're
it
wondering
is
why?
it designed to be so? Because we are supposed
It
to
may be. Maybe African tourism isn't really for Africans.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I think
Yeah.
about. I remember
Okay.
there was a time a few years
That's the
ago.
perspective,
I
yes.
wanted to go to Morocco, and also I was thinking, oh, well, Morocco, you can easily enter Europe or Spain or whatnot. But I was just looking for tickets, right? And so I checked Lagos to, I think it goes to Casablanca first.
Yes.
Lagos to
Yeah.
Casablanca. I checked that, and it gave me, and I was thinking maybe I'll do a stopover in the UK. So I did 2 searches, Lagos, Casablanca, and I did Lagos to the UK via Casablanca. Lagos to the UK via Casablanca was 100,000 naira cheaper. At the time, was 100K cheaper than just going from Lagos, Casablanca.
And it's not
back.
supposed to be so.
And it
If
did not
Africans
make and it's a direct flight to on that bloody airline that
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
that airline.
I know
Yeah,
that.
I was
airline.
going to say,
It's
but the good
ridiculous.
thing right now is like, is that so many African countries are beginning to open up, their visas, to other African countries. So
Like which
hopefully
one?
it's going to be
Are
cheap.
they?
Like Kenya was the latest one.
Okay,
Well,
so you're visa free to Kenya.
Yes.
Visa
you
free
can
to
go
Kenya
there.
now, yes.
Now.
And it's a lot
Okay.
cheaper to go there now.
And I'm
as
flying
well.
to
I don't know
Kenya
what
next
I don't know what
month,
you mean by a lot
Should I
cheaper.
stop for 2 days there?
You should.
And just,
There's some spots in Kenya that.
but I want to do Kenya as a whole trip.
But Kenya is
I
calm.
don't want to
if you
just
don't-
pass through like a night.
Okay.
Wow, see,
Anyway.
the girls making big plans.
If we could hop anywhere right now, it's what's talking about what our
Honestly.
weekend plans. If
Yes,
you could just
weekend
do like a
plans.
weekend getaway,
Oh, la,
where would you
la.
go? Quickly, where would you
Bali.
go? Woo!
Bali, seriously, Bali.
I'm planning a trip to Bali in October.
Yeah, she is. She's gonna get to Bali before me. Who knows what God
Dashin,
can do.
where would you hop
This
to?
weekend.
I really don't mind Japan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Darshan would go to Japan and wouldn't come back. If Darshan said I'm going on Friday, come back on Sunday, no, it's not.
No,
Darshan
honestly.
will not be back on Sunday.
Why wouldn't I come back? on
Japan
Sunday?
has a way of engulfing you and just swallowing you up. And
with all the
hey,
futuristic,
trust me.
Yeah.
whatever.
Where would I
you know?
go?
Yes, where would you go?
People,
It would be
people-
cold, but I really would love to visit Norway because I
The Norwegian lights.
yes, there's so many. Yes, and I want to be in a homestead. I don't want to be in the city. I
It
want to
will be
be
cold,
where.
though.
Yes, that's why I said it would be
cold.
cold, but I want to be. It's so picturesque.
Yes. it is.
The mountains, the wide. I just want to be able to take a nice vantage picture. Like
And
I
it
own
will be
the
calm.
place.
You're not
This
looking
is
for-
me, the queen in icy land.
In Norway.
Norway.
No, it's Iceland.
And they have traditional costumes too, you
Yes,
know.
they do.
Yes,
like
they do.
Norwegian costumes. There's so many beautiful culture.
Europeans.
Europeans.
Yes.
Yes,
Countries in
I was
Europe
talking
are
to a
very
friend of mine
cultural.
some time ago, and she was she's lived most of her life in the UK. Now she goes between UK and Nigeria, and she's like, what she in fact, when we were talking, I said, let's go to Camden Town. She said, she's lived in the UK all her life. She's never been to Camden Town. Wow. Like, how can you not have ever been to Camden? She said, because there's really nothing to see in the UK in terms of what's the culture, right? What's the culture? But go to Eastern Europe, go to Croatia, go to Norway, go to Hungary. Like, the culture is there. It's almost palpable to see.
The way you talk about these places, it just makes me sad. You know, you said there's always something to see, but when you come to Africa, there's a lot more to see. Yeah. But why are we not being promoted the way all these other countries
Who is going to sing
Who's
your
going
song?
to promote you?
You have to sing your. Who is going to put Africa? Look now,
even if the
African
leaders even cannot sit at a table. All the leaders in Africa
have an agreement
and come
Do you
together.
know that we're selling African culture to the world so bad that on the streets of London, I've seen Europeans, as in Londoners wearing Ankara. You will know they bought it off. One man saw me in the train. I took a picture with him, and he said, "Oh gosh, you look so lovely." I said, "You're Nigerian." I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Oh, I love this Ankara." Compared it to Ghana, we have so many sellable things in Africa. But if we have not even settled we haven't even fed our people.
No.
So how do we even want the world to look at us in a better light? Half of the time when you see the kind of propaganda and the kind of images that come out of African countries, I used to hate it when I see hungry children and they say, send donations to Africa. As if all of us are on the streets with bowls and our babies are with round stomach and no pants.
Well, as you said, it's propaganda. It's propaganda because if you continue to perpetuate a particular image of a people and to people who don't know anything else, don't know any better,
that's what
are not even interested in finding out if these images are real, if this is a real, true representation of the country. They call Africa a country.
They call Africa a country.
It's so
I say our leaders. Our leaders find it difficult to sit down on a round table and agree. Normally, tell me how it is not possible, how it is not even in existence that we don't have train or transportation that links one country to a country within Africa. It shouldn't be that big a deal. It should be something that is a no-brainer. Whether you're Francophone Africa, whether you're Anglophone Africa, we all are Africans. If we're not making it work among us, how do you expect that?
But Buhari tried to do that. You know,
who tried to do that?
Buhari tried to do that. Linking with the rail system.
Your grandfathers
between where and where?
Niger and Nigeria and
whose benefit was that for? Please, can you just take us to a break so we can talk about what
our grandfathers are in leadership. We sat on this table.
Our grandfathers are in leadership.
Have you looked at the leaders who are at the helm of affairs in Africa? They are our grandfathers.
And they need their glasses to see whether there is road here.
They are sleeping off in meetings there and they are representing us.
And they're competing for the fourth, fifth time.
So there is really no new innovation. If Africa can get a breath of fresh air, imagine if politics changed across Africa. You know, you have very forward-thinking people in leadership and a lot of things just start coming together. Africa might have 5 years and we have topped Europe, we've topped all the first world countries and we are leaving them behind. It's so doable. We have gold, we have iron ore, we have so many things.
Have we not sold it all? Dashin, please.
Take off Dashin.
Well, we'll take a quick break now and when we return we'll touch on some of the biggest stories this week. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Jasiri. This is the hottest table right now. We're switching gears into the week's hot stories, and while it is one story, it is as hot as 5. How often do you hear that a whole legendary musician was nearly knocked down by a moving aircraft? It's not in a movie. This happened in real life. On August 5th, Fuji icon King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, also known as Kwam, was involved in a startling confrontation with staff of ValueJet Airlines at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. In videos that have been circulating online, he can be seen on the tarmac rather than in the plane. And then the next thing we see is that the plane is moving. According to multiple eyewitnesses, Kwam 1 was on the tarmac and allegedly refused to move away from the aircraft's taxiing path despite warnings from airport officials. Some even say that he challenged the plane to come and hit me now.
It's a very Nigerian thing.
It's a very Nigerian thing.
Anyway, fun. Honestly, sorry, I'm startled by that image. Fan soon released a statement on the altercation, which says that the musician tried to board with a flask of liquid, allegedly alcohol, then refused to cooperate with the security officials. This dramatic event delayed departures and, of course, went viral across all social media. The two captains involved are Oluranti Ogoyi and co-pilot Ivan Aloba. They have both been suspended by the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, for breaching safety protocols by initiating the plane's taxi before the tarmac was cleared. Also in response to the incident, Aviation Minister Festus Keyamo described the incident or the event as a case of, I quote, temporary loss of sanity and control on both sides, end of quote. That could have ended in a disaster. He condemned Kwam 1's conduct as akin to a hostage situation, pointing out that no amount of provocation justifies blocking an aircraft.
Absolutely. Now, the minister also stressed that both the musician and airline personnel violated safety protocols, and insisted that what applies to one must apply to other. In other words, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. The NCAA, has now formally blacklisted Kwam 1, placing him on a no-fly list, effective immediately. And any airline that defies this order risks losing its operating license. Now, Kwam 1 is also expected to remain grounded for at least 6 months, pending the outcome of a full investigation. Kwam 1 has also released a response through his media aide, calling the narrative exaggerated and also insisting that the flask contained, only plain water from the lounge and not alcohol. He claimed that the airport officials personally contacted him, to apologize and even offered to fly him in a private jet, which he turned down. But for now, Kwam 1 is grounded and eyes are on FAN and NCAA for the final verdict. Let's take some reactions before we talk.
All right, though. Two wrongs don't make a right. K1 was clearly in the wrong and should be penalized, but the pilot acted out of character and let emotions take over. If anything had happened to K1, she could have gone straight from airport to prison. This is from Blaze.
Anyhowness of this country. How is a passenger allowed to stand so close to an aircraft whose doors have closed, engine started, and it's ready for takeoff? If not ordinary Nigerian like me now, agenda go agenda. Make we continue to move like we are in the zoo, please. It suits us.
The security operatives that allowed him continue displaying that unruly behavior should also be reprimanded. Then, captain, pilot, and Kwam should be charged to court according to the law.
The pilot didn't need to move the plane. He was wrong for that, or she was wrong for that. Now, as for Kwam 1, his misconduct is very cringing. You can't be someone notable and set this kind of example. It's very sad. Sorry for the pilot, but that's what you get when you allow ego override de-escalation.
Absolutely.
Can he do that at Gatwick Airport, though? Because before he even argues with the security person at the check-in, he would have been arrested or thrown out of the airport. He wouldn't even attempt to get close to the plane.
Yeah.
Only in Nigeria are people above the law.
Only in Nigeria.
Yeah, if truly you're standing for justice, we will be expecting a statement / evidence showing the punishment for K1. You have been told he's grounded. Else, those that said nothing will happen will be right to say so, because we all know that the pilot will be the one to be punished. But they said he's been grounded. I'm a big Kwam 1 fan, and his action as a senior citizen is unacceptable. Yeah, we are all human, and his actions just reiterated that we are all human and no one is a saint. They should all apologize and let the captain, pilot, and Kwam 1 continue to enjoy the good work that official VAT is doing in us.
Jamie, you are nasty.
Winji are wicked.
That pilot should also be charged with attempted murder. His pilot license should be revoked immediately. Unruly passenger can always be bundled by security agents and taken away, but pilot's action was very dangerous.
Yeah. All this big English.
No, but it comes down to ego, as far as I'm concerned. Ego on both sides. You want to show that you sabi, you want to show that you're a big person, and I will show you that on this plane, I'm the captain.
Because, you know,
but it doesn't make sense.
This thing Buki has said,
it doesn't make sense.
It's a very Nigerian thing. Ego. Maybe you know that the pilot is a woman, maybe.
Yeah.
Who does she think she is?
I have someone like you at home.
I can be her father. I can be your... And then you drag something that you should have taken. You know that you have 10 seconds or 10 minutes to do this. You go now strong body. Just because there's ego.
The problem I'm having is, didn't they pass through? Is it a private jet? Is it a commercial flight? Because he would have passed through checks. How did they allow the bottle or the flask? Because I've been through security checks. Maybe I didn't go through the special ones that senior citizens like him go through. Because they would have checked. How did he get to the foot of the plane? And they were arguing about what he was taking in. Even if it's a bottle of water, you don't even take it into the train.
It's favoritism. They've said it. It's selective. Kwam, Baba, well done.
Status.
That selective status. He had passed through that, and then he probably would be going. You know, we don't.
Then that means everyone. What I'm trying to say is, every security check he passed through with that flask, even if it is water.
That's
you
why
can't
maybe
still take
at his final
water
check,
and other things into the plane.
Yeah, but
the final check
would have decided to no, let's do this.
The final check would have probably been as he was about to, board the plane.
Yes, and that's when.
But even before he left the airport, they shouldn't have allowed him leave with any liquid.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You don't.
Selective status.
They make you drop it.
I'm just trying to understand what the interaction would have been between the pilot or the co-pilot and Kwam. I'm just trying to understand what the interaction
That means somebody failed in their duties from the checks.
Definitely.
So it shouldn't be only the pilot that are penalized.
Yeah.
Every security check that he passed through, they should all be, who was on duty that day, who checked him.
Yeah.
Did you not see this flask? Because how could he have passed? There are so many, instrument they used to check. But they will even tell you what's in your bag. Even as little as this thing that we use for our nails, they asked me to put it in my box one day. So how could he have passed with, even if it is water? How did he pass through the security check and nobody thought to stop him until he got to the foot of the plane?
Yes.
And before they would accuse him of drinking alcohol,
they would
do not know. We do not know what really happened there. Is that maybe observance of behavior or smell?
Yeah. They could have seen something.
Because they can't just
random.
He's a very respectable person. So they couldn't have just accosted him just to show power. They would be afraid of him. Any security person, maybe there must be something that we couldn't see through that video.
But the pilot has been flying for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not a baby. You are not a rookie in this job. You have experience. Who was cleared? So there are little things that one should. I understand and I respect the fact that he has been said no flying for 6 months and all of that. But
are you kidding? This
let's ask questions. Who cleared the pilot to fly? Would they have been able to see Kwam on the
on that
I'm sorry. Okay, but aside that, I think she definitely saw them, right? Because she tried moving and he blocked it. I saw the video. He blocked it at first and then she stopped, right? The pilot stopped and then tried to move again and then he stopped it. This guy and hit me if you can and everything, the way you said it. Do you understand? So, but in that case, why do you still leave Kwam on the tarmac?
Are there no security agents?
Yes, they were there as well. If it was an ordinary Nigerian, would you have left them? They would have bundled that person to an office.
He had to run off the tarmac.
Do you understand? But what were they even what were they talking about?
It's because of you see in Nigeria, what Katri said, anyhowness is too much. The caliber of person for his own safety, even if for anything could have happened, one ill breeze could have blown, he could have fallen. The security men would have had to have restrained him physically.
Even the security men were at risk there.
And they are there discussing at the foot of a plane. How about if that plane had already been set in motion?
Well, you know, he tried
and
when it was set in motion, he tried to follow the plane. That was when it almost hit him and he dodged it.
And he dodged it.
He tried to follow the plane to do
I
what?
don't know. Superman, you're calling him Superman.
Powers.
No, you know, the watching of action film is dangerous. Because many people think that those things they see in all those action films that you can hold a plane and you will climb. My brother and sister, breeze will blow you to oblivion. He will blow you from this century into the past century.
I literally saw 4 security operatives there, 4 to 1. You couldn't
Because
drag
of who he
him.
was. You couldn't drag him
the
off
tarmac
physically because we
bundle
trained
him.
him.
Yeah.
You are being. I don't even understand.
That kind of thing. For his own safety, they could have restrained him.
Yeah. For his
And
own
gotten
safety.
him off the tarmac. See, this anyhowness, and because somebody is a respected citizen, honestly, I know that I respect Kwam, but there are some things that we do that I know that it was in the heat of the moment. All the parties were not thinking right. And I know that it was egos clashing and everything. But for his own physical safety, a plane is not a car. That you are not Superman, that you can use your hand to stop it.
No. It's probably Flash.
That can move so fast at the speed of light. But we thank God that nothing terrible happened. But I really think that they could have been penalized. But the penalties that are put down for the pilot it's a lot now.
Well, but I also hear that the pilot, you know,
the pilot and the
also...
co-pilots were suspended. They were suspended.
Somebody was saying 10 years.
So,
please.
no, 10 years.
She's been flying for 10 years.
Flying for 10
years.
Anyway, look, these conversations, these things that happen just make us really think about how important we are as citizens. But you know, as they say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And people should use their celebrity status to, you know, to set good examples for the rest of the common man. Anyway, we'll go on a short break now. When we come back, Hot Topics returns on Jasiri. See you soon.
Welcome back to Jasiri on a Hot Topic Special Friday. All right, so this next hot topic brings us face to face with a difficult but necessary conversation, one that touches on family, on duty and boundaries. Now, in a deeply personal and revealing thread shared by @UnboundNigeria on X, a 52-year-old Nigerian mother opened up about a dilemma that has shaken her to the core. Now, for the past 20 years, she's raised her daughter alone, following the tragic loss of her husband when their child was just 5. From school fees to rent, upkeep to endless emergencies, she has footed every bill. Even the ones that sounded more like luxuries than needs, she footed them. But she says it was done out of love. In her words, I quote, "I'm a 52-year-old Nigerian mother, and I've been supporting my daughter, who is now 25 years old, ever since we lost my husband when she was barely 5 years old. She finally entered university and the bills just keep increasing. I've paid for her tuition, helped her with upkeep, supported her rent, and when she needed it, covered numerous emergencies that somehow always involved solo trips, hangouts with her friends, or a new iPhone. I'm not trying to complain, no. Okay, maybe a little, but I love her. When I lost her dad, it wasn't easy." End of quote.
Then came the moment that changed everything. Well, at least she said to her daughter, "When I get old, you'll take care of me, Abby. You'll take care of me small, not even big, Abby." And she looked up from her phone and said with a straight face, "Mommy, please don't expect me to take care of you. Don't expect that from me. I didn't ask to be born. You should have planned your retirement properly." "Excuse me," she said, looking shocked at her daughter. And she was too stunned to respond in that moment, so she, laughed it off, but the words actually still stuck. And now she's asking the internet, and maybe all of us too, would I be wicked if I started stepping back slowly? Not a total cutoff, but, no more instant transfers at midnight, no more covering rent when she accidentally overspends, no more jumping in every time she cries wolf. I'm not looking to punish her. I'm not seeking revenge. But I also don't want to feel like I'm just a walking ATM. Now, this story is more than a viral thread. It's a mirror. It forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. Questions like, what is truly expected of parents in adulthood? Where does care and entitlement begin? And how do we raise children to be independent while still nurturing respect and empathy? Kindness is very, very important here. Let's take some reactions on this.
Auntie, save your retirement, or she might outgrow that type of reasoning. But in case she doesn't, you will not feel so disappointed and have something to help yourself with. This is from Lax. All right. Gen Z mindsets can be concerning. I understand that it's hard to walk away because of the genuine love you have for her. But I'm not sure if she feels the same way. It's crucial to prioritize your retirement plan.
Take that issue to God if you believe in Him. Play your role as a mother that you already are. Don't worry when she becomes a mother too. Invite her to your house, make a nice meal. After that meal, remind her of her statement that she made out of ignorance. Hold her hands and pray. I keep advising, don't rear your kids as your retirement plan. This generation are not to be trusted. It was our generation that your parents will breed children for their siblings to take care of. This generation no send you, na on your own. Plan your retirement now.
And this one says, save for yourself. She's selfish and doesn't rate what you do for her because she's so privileged, blinded by how you've made life easier for her. Do for you. She's an adult already. She'll be okay.
If I say it's not her fault, but yours as a mom, will I be a bad person? Just think about it. At 25, you still handle almost all of her bills. Have you for once given her reason to survive by herself? Neither to find reason to think about you. So sad, but good times just create a weak man or woman in this case.
I think we always, you see,
Yes, I put hands for
the problem with social media is that most times, and in fact, not even just social media, people a lot of times don't read to understand. They just read to respond.
Yeah.
Like they don't listen to understand, they listen to respond.
Yeah.
And they respond based on their biases, and that bias is formed by their own experiences, their own exposure, and to a large extent, their education. And it's a bigger conversation beyond, oh, you have made life easy for her and whatnot. The real question, and I think we asked it, is where does care begin? Or where does care end? And where does entitlement begin? And it's on both ends, on both the parents' end and the child's end. I remember a conversation I had with my mom some time ago, and I was saying, it seemed to be a bit controversial, but I was saying that sometimes I think, especially within our climate in Africa, parents have children for selfish reasons. It's true.
I understand.
No matter what you think about that, parents have children for selfish reasons. And if at some point their own experiences, their own lived experiences, their own ambitions and desires, all those things don't align with what you have reared them for or raised them for, there's always going to be that clash. You would say, oh, the child is selfish. But no, is it a wrong thing for the child to be thinking, well, you've lived your own life. I'm just starting my own life. We may take some things for granted. That is fine. We may take some things for granted. Oh, our parents have made life easy for us. You know, we don't have to think about too many things. You know, you're starting life off on a soft cushion or whatever that is. You know, but the child also has a right. The child also has their own privilege and has their own right to live the kind of life that they want to live, because they've also become adults. Where does care end? Where does entitlement begin? On the side of a parent.
Well, for me, I think it takes a lot of education. And I know that a lot of African parents will push back. But many of us have this mentality that your children are your pension plans. And it cannot be.
It's not sustainable.
She's not completely wrong, neither is she completely right. Because I would say this because I have children of my own that I'm raising on my own. To find that clear boundary, trust me, for every parent is different. every boundary in every home is different. No matter how hard, every child that you have, they have their own individual inclination. Yep. And they didn't really ask to be born. I tell my own children all the time that I am responsible for you for some parts of your life. From the time you were born when you were helpless, to the time that you get an education. Then after your university education, there's a degree of independence that you should naturally gravitate towards. So what I'm doing is, you can't just tell me that as an individual, you must save for your retirement. Because life in itself is uncertain. You might think, oh, your children would go this trajectory. And that's why you see many women in their villages cursing their children. They think that, oh, going to Europe, their children is just good. They're just going to cut a golden fleece and they will live a very solid life. But we all know that life happens.
How difficult it is.
How difficult it is. They might not be able to replicate that hope that you think is going to come to you in your retirement. So for any wise person, especially in this generation, because their own generation is uncertain too, just like it was uncertain you growing up. So that's why we want to give them the basic things that we can give them until they are like maybe semi-independent adults. After university is a different ball game altogether. You can't be telling me that, oh, you'll be working and I will be buying you a car. I've told my boys, and I'm teaching them beyond just being in school. They are growing their crafts too. Yeah. One is learning this, one is trying to do this, so that they understand money and how hard it is to come by. Every time I've asked my children to spend their own earned allowance, see management. If Ara buys bread, she will watch it. So, mommy, how many slices are they going to eat? I say, boy, I buy 2 slices and it's vam. Nobody is feeling it. Say,
so with
mommy, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But if you give your children that kind of life, that you're helping them grow beyond just taking education, you're empowering them. Maybe their mind and their mentality can shift. This woman seemed to have pampered her daughter to a point that she herself doesn't even feel the need or see the value in all the sacrifices her mother has made so far.
Okay, so let me just say 3 things. Buki talked about how, parents actually give birth to kids for selfish reasons. And I remember when I, told you about this particular story a few days ago, and the first thing you said is you blame the mom in some way because she taught the child everything but kindness, which I totally agree with you, because there's nothing wrong with taking care of your parents, if they're, older. There's nothing wrong because they did everything. They did all this for you till you got to where you were. So if you are, if you have the opportunity where you are to take care of them, then there's nothing wrong. And then you talked about, the parents giving birth for selfish reasons. And sometimes, I will not lie to you, parents can be so manipulative. Just like you have actually said that, we live in uncertain times. There's so many people out there struggling to feed themselves. So many young people looking for jobs. Nothing is coming through. So many of them are suffering. And then you find out that some of these parents actually have more than the children. But then, because they feel the need for the children to take care of them, they manipulate them and they milk them dry.
Yes, I understand.
Even though there are good parents who, try to help them, help the kids, no matter how old they are when they're in need. But there are parents that can be so manipulative and they do not care because they feel they are entitled to it. I've given birth to you. I carried you in my womb for 9 months. I paid your school fees. When your father was not around, I did this for you. So you must take care of me. And that is so wrong. It's a wrong way to think for parents.
Times are changing.
And also, social media, because I know I've gone through, when I'm going through social media, I've seen 1 or 2 posts, advising people not to make their parents their retirement plans, that...
Not to make their children...
their retirement plans. They're speaking to the kids now.
Okay.
You don't owe your parents anything.
Yeah.
So in some way, they're actually kind of brainwashed. Do you understand? They tell you don't owe your parents anything. If you're working right now, it's time for yourself. You take care of yourself. You have the money. You don't need to give them. What did they do with their money? Didn't they save up for retirement and all that? So somehow they're being brainwashed, and also peer pressure even it contributes to that as well. So
I think there's a variety of things on the table. There's lots of value.
Herself, for the woman, let's narrow it down to this story. we have an entitlement mentality, whether as parents or whether as children. Children relax, go to bed knowing their parents, mother or father, or both, will be able to sort them out. Parents raise children in the hope that at least in their old age, it's a silent and it's a lot.
It's an unspoken rule.
Ourselves,
Yeah.
we know that we can tell ourselves the truth and say it's not a new train of thought. My own is that I think, and it's normal, your husband died when the child was like a minor, really, almost a baby, but you've raised the child on your own. There's a tendency to overcompensate because it's the only child that you have. As a mother, this is the only child that I have. I will make sure she has all she needs, so she probably will not look to men for money or attention, so you fortify your child. What I would agree with Dashin and you ladies also is that the mother did not teach her kindness. Because kindness is everything, it supersedes everything. The mother is not expecting that you lay your life on the floor for her. But she's saying that at least you would think of me a little. Is the quickness you raise your... When I saw the story and said she was looking at her phone, I said, all these Gen Zs, you're looking at your phone, life begins and ends.
I mean, she has already thought about it.
Because she has thought about it. And you already feel entitled because you are your mom's princess, your mom indulges you, your mom spoils you, which is nothing wrong with that. I blame the mother in the sense that allow the girl sometimes pay her own bills. Take up her own cross.
Yes.
Don't always be rushing to save. If we all, Lola and I are mothers here, if every time for every fall our children fell when they were trying to walk and we ran after them to cuddle them, they would never stand. So sometimes allow her, let her feel the pressure, let her go through life, let her. So it's what Buki said is true. There's an entitlement mentality on both sides.
It holds on. It's as if it's holding both hands, both reins, like two horses.
I think we're speculating that the mother didn't teach her kindness because for her to constantly sacrifice herself, her time, her money, to make sure that she compensates for her father not being available, compensates for making sure that she's probably, she didn't say anything about another child, so maybe she's an only child, and she's the only child that she has, right? And making sure that she has everything, perhaps maybe that she didn't have when she was that age. So for us to say that she didn't teach her kindness might be a bit harsh to say, because she's through her actions.
Because maybe she has also taught her kindness, but she has refused to learn. She hasn't just picked it up.
But this generation is different. This generation is special. This generation is digital. They do not, and they are it's a very selfish generation.
100!
But it also makes you question, as a parent, in today's generation, in today's age, what is important? What is important for me to teach my kids? What values am I passing on to them? And also to understand that because the times are different, parenting also has to be different.
It has to be.
Your expectations are going to be different. Your expectations will be different. So it's about managing expectations.
When she asks, is she a bad person for stepping back? I say, no, madam.
No, she's just reality check.
That's a reality check for you. You need to institute boundaries. You need to allow her pick up her pieces without you being there. You're there on the sidelines. You're observing, but don't help her pick up the pieces because she has to learn accountability. She has to learn responsibility.
Do you know that?
Listen,
I know this is a funny story. I usually will fry akara for my kids. And you know how akara is. You have to turn, you have to do this, and they like it fluffy. So you have to be there. So some Saturdays I'm there for like 2-3 hours. Just fine, and the nicer it is, they just come, mommy, thank you. Thank on the chicken more. So I'm putting butter. Then one Saturday come and I'm like, I wasn't ready. And it was like, but you are our mommy. You always make it for us. I said, but I'm your mother. Make it for me one day too. I will not lie to you. I sat down, crossed my legs, and akara did surface. That was the day I knew how to fly. Akara that is crunchy. No, now Akara is the best akara fryer in the house because she knows how to make fluffy and she knows how to make the crunchy type.
You threw down the gauntlet.
Yes.
And they picked it up.
They had to.
No, some children won't pick it up and the mother will say, okay, well, so that's it.
No. Honestly, has tested me on that. Oh, he was hungry all day. I told him because unfortunately, it was a mid-break and none of his siblings were around. It was just him and Nimilo. And I told him that I wasn't going to cook rice for him. That I said cooking is a life skill. I'm not saying know how to make onubu and foriro. No, cook your basic food like rice, make a bap. He said, nah, it wasn't. I stayed in my room all day. When it was about 4, come and see the smell I was hearing. Very delicious. He cooked spaghetti and it was edible and it was good. I told him, I said, Rola, did you die? No, mommy. I said, so we are free.
I think the boundaries are important.
Let them.
Thank
children, this generation, Book is so spot on. They don't send you. They're very selfish. And isn't it this generation that are saying they don't want to have kids?
Yeah.
I've heard it in so many.
So they don't want to replicate the suffering we did for them.
They say they don't want kids. And it has become normal for them. Do you get? You're looking at them, jaw drop. You don't want to have kids.
Well, this same generation,
No,
you meet them
kids.
today and then, in the next 3 hours, they're asking you for money for something. They don't care about you.
Of course not.
It's just about themselves.
I need the money
so
now.
The mother should, take a step back and take care of herself.
Then she see
The child
life.
is 25
Then
years
she see,
old.
I remember
She has
children,
working.
they need
women
boundaries.
they have lived for their children. There are women who live
Yes, it's
for
not
their
good.
children.
I let
And
her
you
forget.
But you see, that speaks to, I think that speaks to a deeper, maybe philosophical, maybe even psychological need that they have, that they want to fill, right? I live for my children takes the attention off of me. I live for my children means I don't have to make excuses for
My
the
own
dreams that I did not chase.
fulfill.
I live for my children, which means that,
I'm excused automatically.
I'm excused automatically. This is what I've dedicated my life to.
True.
And then it's the same children that would turn around and say, but I didn't ask you.
Hey, don't remind me of that conversation because it was my mother and I. No, I wouldn't lie to you. Towards the,
Please share
my
it
mom
with us.
helped me to think a lot. I saw how my mother lived for us. All her dreams were just there. I don't even think she got the opportunity to fulfill any of the things. So towards our passing, or the time that she lived with me, the years she lived with me more than like 4 years before her passing, I could see that I was her joy. It was like a vicarious life. She lived through
through you.
Through me, she would hear how the things I did. I would see her eyes glow. I knew that this woman, there were dreams in there, but many of them never came to light. The only thing she could lay hold on was her children. And that is where this generation will not take, this generation that Buki described won't take it. Because they don't want you to even leech on them.
Yeah.
Some children will not even allow their parents live with them.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. Take
Unlike
them to
them,
homes.
that we had to make our lives open for and accept them because we understood their sacrifices.
Yeah.
But these are children. I'm telling you now, when your knees are not feeble, say mama, say for retirement.
Just before we leave, you just reminded me of a video that I saw, and this happened in India. This very old woman, I think she should be more than 100 years old. I think they got tired of taking care of her, and her own family members, 4 of them, took her out
And left
in the
her.
open, left her there with just a
Like a
covering.
wrapper.
Do you understand? And then from what I heard, that she refuses to die. And at night, that was
I
when they
remember
took her
that
out.
story.
You remember the video?
Yes.
They took her there and, she got so cold and she gave up the ghost almost immediately. She was taken to the hospital, but she didn't make it. They took her out
And just
dumped her outside.
And said, woman, die.
Did you hear that? She refuses to die.
It's not funny.
No, it's not.
I think that there is merit in family. There is merit in community for sure. There is merit in the values and the principles that you pass on to your children. But I also say that the environment has changed, the system has changed, the world has changed, and so parenting has to adjust. Expectations have to adjust, and I think that also we have to now build the, I don't know whether it's build or develop, we have to grow the idea, the notion that we're all individuals. Even if we brought children into the world, we are still individuals, and that we have a responsibility to ourselves to live the life that we truly want to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're going.
We survived the week. We survived the week. It's been amazing with you guys. Wonderful to be back on the table.
I love it.
And we'll be back again 10 o'clock on Monday with more hot stories, more juicy conversations, and a bold outlook for you as well. Bye-bye.
Bye.